is scientific historical interpretation to place energy use in context of pressing social, environment, and climate issues. So the main base topic I'll be covering is energy use and our climate, a critical challenge. So about how the energy use, the energy production will cause damage to our environment and historical interpretation. So understanding the greenhouse effect, actually the use of fossil fuels, the generation of carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, etc., other gases leads to the greenhouse gas effect, which is the rapid heating of the Earth's atmosphere by trapping the sun's energy in our atmosphere itself, which causes the melting of ice caps, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events, which become more frequent, such as rainy season in the middle of winter, etc., which is not very natural. So it is a irreversible changes of this point is such that the melting of ice sheets leads to leading to more and more sea level rising, which cannot be controlled and cannot be changed back to its original form, such that the ice caps cannot be again frozen because the Earth's temperature is rising and these greenhouse gases cannot be reduced by any changes. So the main cause of this greenhouse gas is the fossil fuels and carbon emissions. So fossil fuels are our best source of energy and the best source for vehicle transportation, and it's a very great discovery. But the emission, the combustion leads to the emission of CO2, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc., which is a lead cause of this greenhouse gas effect. So the long-term consequences of the extensive use of fossil fuels will be the sea level rise, extreme weathers, and ecosystem disruption, where plant and animal life is lost. So renewable energy is a benefiting story. So it gives us the need that we don't use fossil fuels and greenhouse gases reduces. But the drawbacks is that renewable energy requires land use requirements and resource extraction for manufacturing. So considering this, we'll go deeper into that. So land use challenges such as the hidden cost of energy production. So solar farms require a huge acres of area where at present we are using barren lands, etc., for this generation. But in the extensive use of solar energy, we could also use our useful land, such as agricultural areas, and it won't be again useful for ourselves if a solar panel is placed on this area. So wind turbines, the wind turbines can affect the bird migration patterns such that birds could change their directions and ecosystem over that system is lost. And dams, of course, they block the flow of water, which can lead to the complete loss of ecosystem in the water, such as loss of life of fish and the nearby human resources also. So biodiversity impact says that the habitat loss, energy infrastructure can destroy or fragment habitats, pollution, oil spills, and chemical runoffs threaten aquatic life. Climate changes, shifting climates, alter species ranges, and increase extinction rate. These are all for the generation of energy. For the material extraction, such as solar requires silicon, which has to be extracted from the Earth's crust. And for this,
Anirudh,
yes, sir.
You are changing the slides,
Yes, sir.
but it is visible starting slide only.
Oh, let me stop it.
Share again and change the slides.
Second post. Okay. Now it is visible.
Yes. Okay.
Oh no. So I starting again. So my topic is scientific principles and historical interpretation to place energy use in context of pressing social, environment, and climate issues. So the main context is how energy use can affect our climate, and also the greenhouse effect. It's the main leading cause of the destruction of the Earth's surface and ourselves. So the greenhouse effect is basically the Earth's surface warms up due to the emission of carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc., and other gases, which are spread into the atmosphere and traps the sun's energy to heat up our atmosphere. So this heating leads to the melting of ice caps, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events, which are becoming more and more frequent. So there is a irreversible damage because of this greenhouse effect, such that the melted ice cannot be frozen back due to our extreme heating of temperature, such that the average temperature of the Earth before is like in the 1600s and 1500s is about 30 degrees. Now it's about 34 to 35 degrees, which is a very concerning situation. So fossil fuels and carbon emissions. The main leading cause for this greenhouse effect is due to the combustion of fossil fuels. This combustion leads to the release of CO2, N2O, SO2, etc. into the surface of the atmosphere. And extensive use is causing this high effect of high effect called as greenhouse effect. So the long-term consequences such that the sea level rises and there is a loss of life at the coastal areas and people living nearby the sea. Extreme weather changes such as intense heat waves, droughts, and floods. The ecosystem is lost, so, such that it will affect the biodiversity and agriculture. So then renewable energy is a new form of energy where we not require the use of fossil fuels and the non-renewable energy sources. But there is also the problem that extensive use of this renewable energy can lead to the loss of land, and resource extraction can lead to mining pollution and land pollutions, etc. So we'll go deep into that. So solar farms need large landscapes such that it requires extensive area for the use. At present, we are using only barren lands, but in future, if we extensively depend on solar energy, we can also use useful and requirable land. Wind turbines do not pose much of a threat in normal uses, but if used extensively, they can impact bird migration patterns and visual landscapes. And hydroelectric dams, even in extensive use or smaller use, disrupts the reverse economic ecosystem, and also the people and all the ecosystem beside it. So biodiversity impact, protecting our planet's richness. So there's a habitat loss because of this use of extensive energy, habitat loss, pollution, climate changes. These are all because on the impact on the biodiversity due to the use of energy. So material extraction of renewables, as we know, solar requires silicon for the development of solar cells and extraction of energy. But the silicon, extensive mining of silicon leads to deforestation and habitual destruction. So for the main reason, the environmental degradation such that the waste materials of this mining is dumped onto the landfills and earth surface, which causes land erosions and pollution of fertile lands. Deforestation is a main cause, such that if you dig for land, there is no place to plant for plant life. And so these are some of the main reasons for the mining and land pollution due to solar panels. So the energy water nexus. Energy production requires water, but water scarcity has grown such that the use of fresh water is increasing rapidly and exponentially. And sea water and ocean water is complete waste for us. So power plants require a vast amounts of clean water for cooling. Hydropower alters rivers ecosystem. So water usage is a very concerning fact that humans and energy production both require clean water, but there is a scarcity for this water. So fossil fuels can also lead to water pollution, such that uh, there is a spillage of oils in oil rigs, which can lead to hectares and hectares of, and means like uh, liters and liters of oceanic damage, where sea life and the ecosystem of the ocean is completely lost due to this kind of oil spillage. Uh, the production of coal ash from the thermal power sectors can also lead to air pollution, and this for the contamination of coal ash, water is used to, means like not send the coal ash into the atmosphere. So hence this water is being polluted. Water is being polluted, and this water may not be dumped, means like after they have removed the coal ash. So there is also the coal ash ponds, which lead to toxic chemicals. Uh, so this carbon capture and storage is like a new form to actually stop the emissions of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So it separates carbon dioxide from other gas emissions sources. And this carbon dioxide moves to storage plants and injecting carbon dioxide into deep underground. This can also lead to land, means extensively use of carbon capture and storage can also lead to land loss and it's like defertilization of this land. But it's a better option than releasing this extensive carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and causing greenhouse gas effects. So geoengineering solutions intentionally manipulate the climate system. Solar radiation management reflects sunlight back into the space. Carbon dioxide removal extracts CO2 from the atmosphere. Side effects and unintended consequences require careful analysis. So reflecting the sunlight to cool the planet, extracting CO2 from the atmosphere, potential risks and uncertainties of large-scale climate intervention. All these are like they are lesser type to reduce the impactfulness. Uh, so there are also challenges, ethical concerns of our usage of energy, such as addressing environmental and climatic challenges demands global cooperation. So all the countries must be in sync and cooperate to actually develop such kind of geoengineering, etc., to reduce and save and sustain for the future generations. So this is all about my project. See, maybe. Thank you.